It is market update time, and I am here at a $3 million listing in the Villages in Sunrise Beach. So let's go inside and have Jesse give us a tour. They say when a realtor walks straight at you in a video, it displays confidence. So Jesse, where are we?
Some would say we're at 213 Gray Oak in the Villages. Let's take a tour of this place.
As I try not to fall over. All right, Jesse, now that we got that out of the way.
Okay, so we're at 213 Gray Oak. Like I said, check out this beautiful view. Once you step into the living room, you got windows looking out over the lake. Great seating in here. Gas fireplace, TV above it. Just really beautiful wood. And it's all open. Open for dinner guests, open to the kitchen while you're preparing everything. Stacked up microwave over the oven, little coffee bar, downdraft gas stove. And again, you can see the lake from all angles through here. Off the kitchen, nice walk-in pantry, half bath. Great little spot to come in, kick your shoes off, hang your coat up right off the garage here, 3-car garage. To the laundry room, washer, dryer, sink, and a second oven in here for your cooking needs. Door off here to get to your barbecue grill. It's not in a screened-in porch, so when you have smoke from the barbecue, it actually gets out. Now, nobody really wants to have to work when they're at the lake, but if you do, this isn't too bad of a spot, is it?
No, it's not. And you know what? You got to pay for this house. So.
Yeah. Sometimes you're working on weekends, or if you get to spend the week here or the month here in July, you can still get some stuff done. Into the master bed. With great shutters you can shut down, so if you're not an early bird, you don't have to have the sun shining in on you. You still get great lake views. Beautiful master bath. Stand-up shower, jetted tub, double vanity sink, water closet. Mandatory for married couples.
That's right.
Another dedicated suite, but check out this second living area down here. How cool is this? Second kitchen, you still have a dishwasher, sink, shuffleboard.
Ooh, yeah, I could see some games going down here. Now, Jesse, does the furniture stay with the house?
We do have an inventory package I'll be happy to share with anybody. We do have some staging items in here, but for the most part, what you see is pretty much what you're getting. Aside from some items on the dock, like the boat.
Got to pay for that, that's extra.
Another great lakeview room. You can actually see the pool from here, along with the lake. This house has tons of hangout areas. Shared Jack and Jill bathroom, double vanities, regular bathtub.
Bedroom number 2 downstairs.
Yep. And everything about this place just really has that lake vibe.
Yes, it does. I'd like to stay here.
Me too. This is a cozy spot. You really feel like you're at the lake. You get away from the city. This lower suite, again, lake views, has a screened-in porch off of it.
Heck yeah. Oh man, that lounger is for 2. Ooh, it's got its own bathroom in here. All right.
Almost too cozy for your guests to want to leave.
I'd say so. I don't think I'd be able to kick some people out. We'd have some squatters for sure.
Another full bathroom. It's right off of this 4th bedroom.
And every bedroom has natural light too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. 4 of the bedrooms here have lake views.
That's a hell of a perk.
That's hard to get in a 5-bedroom home.
Absolutely.
And still have a good floor plan for entertaining.
So I say you take me outside to check out the back patio, pool, and the dock?
So the house is just over 4,300 square feet. What's not included in that is all this outdoor entertaining area. As you can see, this is covered so you're out of the elements. Plenty of seating out here. TV for watching the games on the weekends.
It's got a little wet spring day
It's a wet
here at
April,
the lake.
and when this is all opened up, this is awesome. Great infinity edge pool, big hot tub, big favorite for the kids.
I'm fairly certain at this point in time we are going to be showing some pretty awesome professional photography from the best photographer at the lake, correct?
Studio V Hypermedia, that's our guy. I'm a little partial, but I would say the Villages is the premier subdivision to be at Lake of the Ozarks. Absolutely no vacation rentals to worry about. Great neighborhood.
You got that on us at Old Kinderhook, that's for sure.
Yeah. Surrounded by beautiful homes.
Now, does the Villages have any connection to Portochima?
No. Nope.
Just proximity.
Portochima, yeah, very, very close. Portochima is actually governed by the same HOA as Four Seasons is. Four Seasons, the Village of Four Seasons, you cannot have rentals, but in Portochima, they're actually outside of any city municipality, so you can rent in Portochima. Got it. Now this dock, they just had brought in last year. They like to entertain, so check this out.
I would spend all my time out here.
Big bar down here, TV, sound system. You've got a 12 by 36 slip over here. They do like to entertain, so this was filled in. This is actually a 12 by 12 slip just for their double jet skis that you could open this up. This high dive was used off their old dock.
That's awesome.
And it is a favorite of Garrett's. And Farrah's gone down off that too.
I feel like we should have actually made Jesse jump in the lake.
So close.
Too
And
late.
the old school diving
Yes.
board. You don't see those very often.
And I'm not sure if you see the same thing I do, but this open area here it just screams dance floor. Look at those speakers up there. Man, I bet they make the neighbors really happy when they're pumping.
Check out the shower.
Oh, nice little perk there. Clean off all that E. coli. That was a joke for you lake haters.
What a spot to party at. I mean, having friends, family. We've been over here for barbecues. It's always been a great time. You're tucked back into this cove enough. Right back behind us is no wake. I've never seen any wake back here. It is calm as calm can be. You can be swimming out here off the dock and not worry about anything.
So Jesse, somebody wants to see this house, write on this house. What do they need to do?
This is actually Annie's listing. We're both friends with them, but Annie has the listing on it. But you can call me, Jesse, with Lake Expo Real Estate, 573-260-0868. I'd be happy to forward you all the information on it as far as the inventory. This house has been pre-inspected. It'll come with a 1-year buyer's home warranty. This house is ready to go for your summertime enjoyment. Give us a shout.
So it's a little chilly out. We still got to do a market update.
Yeah.
Say we head back inside.
Yeah, let's go inside and do it.
All right, let's do it.
Are you ready, Kumosabi?
And because we could not shoot a video without having a round of shuffleboard, $20 to whoever wins this right here. I like my start.
I did not.
Do we
know.
alternate? Do we alternate here? Or is it everybody good?
It's been a while since I
I'm going to say we alternate, and if we're wrong, somebody will correct us. Oh, crap.
Oh,
All right, we're even. O for O.
oh, that's too hard.
I
Too
believe
hard.
you.
Way too hard.
You also threw one of mine. Ah! This guy's first time playing this game, evidently. We're just going to have to remember that this is mine. Man, this is a quick
Yeah.
table.
Doesn't really matter, does it?
No, it doesn't. You're blue.
Got it. Much, much, much softer.
Uh-oh. Well, you're on the board. On the board.
I'd like to shift my shuffleboard skills into curling, Olympic curling.
Yeah, we could do that on the lake sometime.
Oh, that one died.
Here we go. This is for all the marbles.
No.
Oh, shit.
Ah.
It's a tie!
Wah, wah.
I don't know. Does that technically count as a win since I'm further along? I'd like to know.
Yeah, I think you get the point since
All right.
you're further.
$20.
Put it on my tab.
Oh, can't see you. Well, it's probably better off now that I just kicked your ass at Shuffleboard.
Oh, jeez.
It's time for the market update, man. We are in April. The weather sucks, but it was freaking perfect last week. I think it's going to be perfect next week, which is really more appropriate because by the time you're watching this weather's long gone.
You know what they say, April showers.
They will bring allergies.
Allergies. The rain will actually keep the allergies at bay.
Touche.
But we've had some wild winds.
Yeah, actually it's interesting. So for those of you watching this in either Kansas City or St. Louis, for example, you guys have gotten hammered. And it was interesting, like last week, opening day, my buddies were calling me from the ball game and they were freezing. And I was in shorts and a short sleeve playing golf because it was 80 degrees. And they're like, how is the weather that much different at the lake just 3 hours away in St. Louis? And I'm like, hey, sorry about you.
Yeah. Ugh. You got an opinion on the attendance? What's been going on there at Busch Stadium?
You know what? That is a topic. I've definitely, I guess I'm like most Cardinal fans. I've lost interest. I know that most Cardinal fans are ready to see Mozeliak go. I don't know if that's the ownership's fault. I don't know, man. But yeah, something's off.
Yeah. Not the same as what it used to be.
No.
Different intensity.
It's like even when you sucked 10 years ago, fans showed up. And fans are tired of it now.
One take that I heard of it, which I can't even watch the baseball games down here. I can't figure out how to watch them.
Really?
I've got YouTube TV. I tried doing
Cardinals aren't on. I haven't experienced that yet.
ESPN Plus, all that. We can catch them on Apple on a Friday night game if they play on Friday nights. So that was brought up that, since they black games out and viewers can't watch the games, it gets to be kind of out of sight, out of mind.
I didn't think about that. I feel like the lake is more Kansas City sports than St. Louis. Maybe it's because I'm at that end of the lake, though.
It could be. Yeah, you're at the west side. So
but then again, I'm also talking Chiefs, which St. Louis doesn't have a football team.
Right. So, Wicked Willie's, for instance, that's one of the biggest Chiefs sports bars that I know of. I don't get out and around that much, but...
if they are a sports bar, I feel like it leans Chiefs or Mizzou.
Chiefs, Mizzou. St. Louis Cardinals has... Everywhere I went down here had a big presence down here.
Yeah.
Just because the Royals weren't good for a really long time.
Still really not. They just had a couple good years.
A blip on the radar, huh?
Yeah. But hell, we got no room to talk. Cardinals haven't really been a contender since it's been 10 years now.
Yeah, too long.
Yeah,
on attendance, I've heard cold weather.
But that didn't stop in any other year.
The playing management.
Yeah.
Then the one I found most interesting that I could relate to was not being able to watch the games on TV.
Yeah, I don't think they have that problem in St. Louis, but we do here.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
okay.
Yeah, good segue.
Sorry for that rabbit hole.
I feel like our watchers are used to these rabbit holes. Hell, we took a rabbit hole to go play a game of shuffleboard. So.
Yeah. Okay, so the spring market has just started off. March is just the beginning of it. April, May, that's really the heart of the spring market. June and July, very random year over year. Sometimes June is a hot year, sometimes May is the hot month. So we've kicked off with March. We've got stats for March. We don't have April yet, obviously. So we'll start out with Lakefront homes like how we usually do. New Lakefront homes listing this March were up 9.5% compared to March 24. This March we had 126 new listings. Last year was 115. So far, we're down 6 new homes year to date. Not really by much. Our median lakefront sale price was up 11.4%. That still continues to amaze me that our home appreciation is still going up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This March, our median home sale price was $685,000. Last year was $615,000. Another interesting tidbit, we're up 31% from March of 2023.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's a big number.
In just 2 years, median lakefront home prices have appreciated 31%.
When's it going to correct?
I don't really see that coming up for lakefront homes.
I agree.
Yeah, condos, different story. We'll get to that. 8 fewer lake homes sold this March at 47 compared to March 2024, decrease of 14.5%. We were really off to a hot start in January. Things cooled just slightly in February and March. Buyers are finding what they want and a little bit more hesitation than in the past to pull the trigger and go ahead and submit an offer.
Why? Is it uncertainty about tariffs?
I think
Hot,
that
it's a hot topic.
There's a lot going on. There's tariffs, there's interest rates.
But that hasn't changed. In fact, if anything, the tariff ramifications to the market will have a reverse, rates might come down a little bit. In fact, I heard they did a little bit today.
I think the biggest thing is markets don't like uncertainty.
Yeah. Do second homeowners?
Well,
I feel like second homeowners are somewhat immune to that stuff.
You could say that. I've heard that before, but even affluent second homeowners, they're in the stock market.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, somehow, some way, you are tied to a market somewhere.
It's true. They're actually probably losing more money than just a middle class, common American. Yeah.
Buy a lake home. It's appreciated 31% over the past 2 years.
Touche.
Months of supply jumped from 4.7 months to 5.6 months this year. That's getting close to a neutral market, which is healthy. Before, if we're in a 3 months home supply, sellers have more grip on the rope of tug of war. If we're in 10 months home supply, then buyers have more leverage. So we're getting into that balanced market area, which is a good thing. Current year-to-date list to sale price ratio remains at 96.38, relatively flat from last month. March 2025 average days on market is 53, up just 3 days, which is 7%. So nothing really big to write home about. Lake Homes listed price bracket, how many homes are available, from $300,000 to $499,000, 38 homes, just up 6 from last month. $500,000 to $749,000, 50, up 5 homes from last month. $750,000 to $999,000, 43 homes, up 7 from last month. This is still wild to me. $1 million to $5 million homes, 86 homes, is up 11 from last month.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, yes, that is a big price bracket, but we have a lot of homes right over that $1 million mark.
It's like becoming damn near the norm.
Almost.
For Lakefront.
But I mean, we still have 38 homes available from $300,000 to $499,000.
Yeah. Well, wow, that's big.
It's a big lake.
That's true.
93-mile long lake.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So lake homes, good. Lake condos, not so good.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, new listings this March were up 9.5% at 150 new condos compared to 119 last March. Median sale price for lakefront condos was up 16.3% this March at $357,500 from last March. It was at $307,375.
Okay, well that's a good thing.
That's a bright spot for the condos. For the past 3 years, there's only been one other month with a higher median sale price for lakefront condos. It was January of 2024 at $362,500.
Interesting. Wow, that's random. January of all months.
I know, and I use median sale prices to try to filter out the outliers of selling a penthouse condo.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, which does happen, and that can go for $5 million.
Yeah. Yep. Sales were down 8.7% at 42 condos this March compared to 46 last March. Months of supply jumped from 8.1 months last month to 10 months of supply this month. So that's definitely a trend in the wrong direction.
Well, more listings could mean
more options.
Yeah.
More options.
Which can slow things down a little bit. Yeah.
That substantially puts us into a buyer's market where buyers have the leverage because they have more options to choose from. Condo months of supply saw bottom February 2021 at just less than 1 month of supply. I thought that was fascinating.
February of 21, there was only 1 month of supply.
Yep.
I feel like that was also kind of the shift when prices like doubled and tripled.
That's when it was really going. But since then, we've been experiencing higher highs and higher lows in months of supply.
Yeah.
So a stair step up since then.
It seems like a distant memory, by the way. And I can only speak from my experience, but like at Clearwater Condos, when a 3-bed, 2-bath was $175.
Yeah.
And that was a good number. And then like literally it felt like overnight they were $325. Wild as hell, man.
Yeah, so overnight, did that condo become worth that much more, or did your money become worth that much less?
I mean, I think there's a couple of reasons. I think they were underpriced. I think condos prices held for the longest time because I bought mine I got lucky. I bought it for $132 back in 2012. And it just held around 150, 160, 170 for 10 years almost. And then it just skyrocketed. So I feel like I would err on the side of prices really held for a long time, and this should have been gradually going up, and they weren't. And then all of a sudden,
yeah. So also demand comes into that. So through COVID and TV
Ozark,
shows and all that, then like the Ozarks had a flashlight
demand
spotted on it from people all around the country. Yeah. So you have more demand on it.
And let's not. I mean, you know, we've talked about this many times. We are at the precipice of popularity at this. This area is only going to continue to grow.
And with the works, with the projects that are coming down the pipe in the works, I mean, things are really going to be turning on.
Yeah, I mean, just the exposure that we're now uncovering with the shootout through the fake news, coming to realize that I don't think a lot of people know this, that it is the biggest powerboat race in the world in little old Missouri. And we're competing with markets like Miami. And I mean, it's wild. Like, this is the premier race. And I don't think 80% of the country knows that.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I'd always been told, Lake of the Ozarks and Fort Lauderdale were the mecca for powerboats. But
yet, as Leah has told me, this is the place that they all like, because she was talking about how it's hard. They have a hard time getting boats to Havasu. And I'm like, but they come to Missouri? She's like, yeah, because this is the premier race. And I'm like, that is so wild to me and so awesome. And that's only going to continue to grow with the changes they're making and the proximity and the hotels and the access. It's going to be awesome.
Bigger and bigger and
In
bigger.
other words, real estate ain't coming down.
I don't see it on homes. Condos, maybe this is a speed bump in the road over the
I think that's it.
span.
Speed bump. That's it. I think more, I hate to say it for those of you that don't like to hear this, but I think more rich people are coming.
Probably so. Yeah, it is quite the haven to get out of the city and down here to the lake. Be able to go jump on your boat and go off and have dinner with your family. Not too many places you can do that.
I heard this recently, the Missouri Riviera. I had never heard that before, and it's a play on the French Riviera because, you know, it's basically the next best thing not having to leave the Midwest.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure there's a lot of people that would disagree with that, but I don't.
Now you're full-time, huh? Here was another interesting stat. The highest months of supply tracked by our MLS at 20 months of supply was all the way back in April of 2013. That was just fascinating.
Damn, 12 years ago.
It was even lower back in 08, 09.
Wow.
And then 13 was the peak of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, really ramped up. Current list to sale price ratio is 97.7% compared to 99% last year. Average days on market this March reduced significantly from last month. Last month was at 85 average days on market, currently at 50 days. But that's still a 22% increase from a year ago at 41 days. And that kind of, to me, demonstrates the seasonality of all housing markets in the U.S. are seasonal. But I would say that Lake of the Ozarks amplifies that seasonality.
100%.
Condos available by rooms, 2 bedrooms available, 119, up 12 condos from last month. 3 bedroom condos available, 212, up 31 condos from last month, 17% increase. 4 bedrooms available, they were up 8 condos from last month, now at 37 available. So for Lakefront Homes, started off to a good year in January, cooled off a little bit in the past couple months. We've seen rising inventory, weaker transaction counts. We're just off a few homes for the year. That price appreciation at 12.5% year to date is amazing. The volume of dollars traded, or the market, has slightly contracted 0.4%. So very, very similar to where we were at last year. April historically sees a rise in closed sales over March, so we'll have a new story to tell next month on this. But still, now more than ever, important for sellers to have their property stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
And when I go over listing interviews, I always ask the sellers, is it your perception that realtors set the price, sellers set the price, but it's really the market that sets the price?
Yeah.
So you really have to dial into your market. At Lake of the Ozarks, it's extremely difficult because no 2 homes are alike here. A lot of the lakefront is such different topography that it's a custom home. All homes are different. So it's very hard to price per square foot, maybe like how you're used to in St. Louis, Kansas City, where you have subdivisions and you have very similar houses built throughout the subdivision. You do flat lots. If you have a dock that's wood dock compared to a house with a brand new concrete dock like this one here, you got to throw a price per square foot out the window. The only time that works is if you're comparing two identical condos in the same complex with the same boat slip. So it's very important to get dialed into what your home's market actually is. And that's, we have so many one-offs here. All the time we hear there's not another house like it here at the lake, and I believe them. Condos, they've had a tough start to the first quarter this year. Been a continuing story, like I said, of the higher highs and higher lows of inventory count. March is the first month to see median sale price rise since the beginning of the year. The 2025 first quarter condo market has contracted 15.7% from the first quarter last year. Not a good sign. So condo sellers, you've got to be very competitive. You know, in those smaller complexes, you have 6 condos available, and I'm saying there'll be one condo sale in that complex this year, maybe 2. What can you do to make somebody choose your condo out of the other?
What's your
competition?
What's a big suggestion, or the best suggestion you'd give for that?
Well, you've got the 3 P's: price, promotion, and presentation. So you have to offer something more that the competition isn't. So we do some things internally when we list a property, just like this home. It's a beautiful home, doesn't need a whole lot, but we do have staging that comes throughout here. This home is pre-inspected, so a buyer knows exactly what they're looking at. That's very beneficial when we get down through the contract process, which I'm happy to go over anybody with. 1-year home buyer warranties. A lot of people are putting 20% down, and you want to know for sure that you're not in for any big surprises in that first year is a big thing, but really being priced right. The days of, let's see if we can get this price, can really work against you. You start racking up days on market, and it's like going to the fish market. Who wants to buy stale fish? You get over your average days on market, and buyers are wondering what's wrong with the property. Why don't other people want it? Well, if nobody else wants it, maybe I don't want it. So very important to be price competitive if you want to sell. If you're trying to test the market, you're probably not going to have much luck. You've got to be very competitive with it. Another thing I'd like to say for buyers, it's very important to have a strategy going in when you submit an offer. There's many different parts to an offer besides just the price. To me, it's very important to work with somebody that deals in stats and data so you can formulate the correct offer price so that you're competitive, but you're also not overpaying. And that's why it's really important, even if it's not me, to work with a professional realtor that's local to the area and knows the market. Is the biggest tip I can
100%. Yeah, there's so many nuances here.
We do real estate reviews for all of our past clients to give them an idea for the valuation of their property in the current marketplace. I tell that to everybody when they own a property. Said every year I'm going to follow up with you, just like a financial statement, let you know where your assets at. It takes me about 15 minutes. If anybody out there wants to know what their value of their property is, reach out to me. You can email me at Jesse, Jesse, at lakeexporealestate.com, or give me a call, shoot me a text, 573-260-0868. For sellers, I can't pound down enough promotion. We nail promotion. Between what we do on social media and our exclusive partnership with Lake Expo, we can get 10 times the amount of eyes on your property than anybody else can here at the lake. And the best way to get your property sold and for a higher value is to get the most people looking at it possible.
Visibility. Jesse, I just have one question. Who's ready for summer?
Oh man, if that pool was uncovered, it's heated. It would have been warm. Next week, it's gonna be open.
I'm ready.
I know. It's not gonna be, the trees are budding. Redbuds, dogwoods. Our redbud tree has the pretty purple leaves all over it. Now it's getting to be, fall's beautiful here, but I always like to see spring.
Nothing like the excitement of spring.
Yeah, and so the old wives' tale is when the dogwoods start budding, crappie fishing.
Amen.
Yeah, That's my son, your son,
Amen.
not so much me.
Amen.
We're busy working.
Yep, actually, it's a paddlefish season right now.
I've seen some of that
Oh, yeah.
out there. Those things are monsters.
Yes, they are.
Have you reeled in one of those yet?
No, but we go, actually, at the time of this recording, we go do a video shoot on Monday for
Cool.
Smith's Fishing Adventures, yeah.
Very awesome.
So stay tuned for that one.
Closest I've been to one of those guys out on a jet ski and have them jump right in front of you.
It's pretty cool.
A bit scary for their size.
Yeah, I agree.
They'd take you right off.
Well, see you next month, hopefully with warmer temps.
Absolutely. Get back to some more golfing. If anybody has any questions out there on the market or anything you think I can help you with, or advice on what we should be shooting, or any other questions in my data, reach out to me, shoot me a message, hit Jeff up. Love to hear from you.